That should work. Alright, I'm going to start by putting some magic white on the canvas. So I make my magic white. I use linseed oil and titanium white, mix it 50-50. Alright, get a little bit, just a little bit to start with. You don't want to, this ain't like painting a wall. This is going to be a really thin coat. So start at the top and then pull it down. Just keep pulling it down until you can't pull it down any further. If you have any heavy spots, just pull it all the way to the bottom if you need to. But this has to be a really thin layer. If you get this part wrong, the painting won't work. You'll be making mud. That little bit that I started with, I still haven't put any more on my brush because it's still coming down. I can see right here where it's wet and where it's dry. I don't know if y'all can or not. Linda, thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching. We're going to do a beautiful painting tonight. At least I hope it's going to be beautiful. Alright, this side over here is really heavy. I'm able to bring it all the way to the bottom. I just want to keep going over it. I'm going to turn my brush over just to make sure I get all of it on the back side. I might be able to make it all the way to the bottom, but I am using post board. It's canvas post board, but it's not like regular canvas. You put a thin layer on the canvas, you ain't got to worry about it. It's good. You got to be careful with this. Always look down the side of it after you think you're finished, and it'll show you what's shining and what's dry. That board will soak up some of that oil as soon as you put it on there. So always look down the side and you'll see what's dry and what's not dry. I have looked at stuff straight at it and thought I was finished, but when I looked at it from the side, there was dry spots all over it. So always look down the side, even if you think you covered it. I like to go back over the whole thing after I get to the bottom. There you go. And pull any heavy paint to the outside. You can see on that tape how thin that layer is. It's really thin. Yeah, I use that tape for a border, but it also shows me how thick that layer is that I got on there. Like I said, if you don't get this right, it won't work. Right. Now I know I went over the whole thing, but I'll look down the side just to make sure, and everything's shining. Alright, let's clean the brush. Alright. Who all's in here tonight? Hey Anna. How are you? You like painting or you want to paint? Anna, always. Cool name. Alright, let's start putting some color up here. I had a lot of paint in that brush. A lot. Alright, we'll start with some cad yellow. If you don't know, I love colors. Hopefully, this is going to be a beautiful painting. I hope you like it. I've done another one that was sort of like this, but, well, I mean, it had the same colors in it. Let's see. Just want to work that yellow out. Small X patterns. Alright. We got some yellow up there. Now we'll go into some red. Y'all give me just a second. I gotta find the red. Well, I tell you what, instead of red, I think we'll go with this purple. Yeah, that'll work. Get a small amount on your brush. Doesn't take a whole lot of paint. Just tap it. Get some color on the bristles right at the end. Just thinking. some color out there. All right, let's do that same thing down here. Doesn't have to be exact, just kind of put some color in it. Just so it's got some very bright spots. We're gonna come back in a minute and blend it all, make it look really, really beautiful. Right now we're just putting in that background color. Bob would say, oh, you could probably use a roller and do this. You probably could. Alright, let's clean the brush off. I got some blue right here. I think this is ultramarine blue. I'm gonna do the same thing. I want to make sure these corners are dark. I might even add a little bit of black right here. Or Persian blue if I can find it. And I'm putting this down here just in case I want to put some water. Which I already know it's going to have some water in it. I want to have those same colors in the water. Like I said, all of this is just background color. We're really going to hopefully make it pop out. Oh, got it. All right. I got some Persian blue. Oh, I ain't even opened it yet. Isn't that good? All right. All right, let's see here. Just tap a little bit of that color. It's really dark. Just a little bit of that up there. And down here, we will fill all this in. Alright, that's good. Now we're going to take our big brush. Alright. I apologize, guys. I got caught up putting color in. And if y'all will, just keep tapping that like button. You know, it encourages other people to come in and to follow. I ain't got my glasses on, so I'm gonna try to say this. Montrez, thank you for coming in. Paco, Ray, thank you so much. Ray Woods, appreciate that. Alright, so starting on this edge, small X's with the corner of the brush. We want to work these colors till you can't see where one starts and the other one stops. Small X's just on that edge. If you have to go back over it, but don't stay in one spot. Alright, let's go pin to this edge the same way. Small X's. If your arm ain't wore out, you're not doing it right. And then let's bring it together. But clean your brush off. Knock any extra paint off of it. Because if you go back into that yellow with blue, you're going to get green. Unless that's what you want. If you want some green color in it, that's cool. Alright. On this, you can do anything you want. Experiment with all kinds of colors. I got a black canvas I'm going to do probably tomorrow night. That's really cool. And anybody can do it. Anybody. Once you do one painting, you'll get addicted. And you won't be able to stop. Alright, I'm going to work this softly. I'm just dragging my brush across it. No pressure. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing to this bottom. You know, if you wanted to do it all the way around and then do the other color all the way around, that's fine. Any way you want to do it, just don't start in your darks and go up into your light. A lot of times I do go all the way around it. All the way around the yellow and the red the first time, and then the blue. But I just wanted to work that up there and see how good it's going to come out. That's what's so great about this. Magic happens right in front of me too. It's kind of awesome. That's what Bob said when he was painting, that things would pop out as you're painting, and you just have to use it, work with it. It happens all the time. I just want to go across this, blend it all together. Same thing, no pressure, just pulling that brush across it. Alright, let's start. I'm ready. Now, anytime you're doing like that, you gotta put a thin coat of paint up there. That's why I said don't put a lot of paint. Because when you come down here and you start adding all those other layers, it gets really muddy. It's hard to work with. Almost everything is light pressure, light paint. Except for the end. Right at the end, we're going to use a ton of it. Right here, I want to soften this a little bit more. The more I rub on it, the pinker it turns because of the magic white that we put on underneath it. It's constantly mixing. Alright, let's start. I'm ready. First thing I want to do is get some of that light blue. Oh, you know what? This thing does need a cloud or two. Let's go ahead and put a cloud up there. And then we're going to put a couple of mountains. Just a couple. Let's see. I'm going to add a drop. My white is really thick, so I'm going to add a drop of linseed oil to thin it out a little bit. We already got a heavy, not a heavy layer, but we already got paint up there, so I had to thin out just a little bit. I'd be having to scrub it on there. Let's see. That'll work. We could put some more white on it. Just imagining what side I'm going to blend back. Alright. Alright, that'll work. Now we're going to take a little 1 inch and let's blend. Let's blend the backs out. You could do either one, you know. You could blend the bottom or the top. I'm going to do the top. Just keep that brush moving. You know, just the corner of the brush, that's all. 3 hairs and some air, as Bob would say. Don't mess with that edge. Alright, we're going to fluff them up. And go back to my soft brush. It's really soft. It needs a haircut though. I got scraggly hairs hanging everywhere. But if you use your brush a lot, it's going to start wearing out. It just can't help it. All that beating on that post just gets at it. Alright, so let's fluff them up. It's just a half circle from the back of it. Grab some of that blue to the front. Alright, now we're going to just go softly across the whole thing. Just drag the brush. No pressure. 3 hairs and some hair. Right, that just sets down. Perfect. Got a couple of little clouds. We'll put maybe a brighter one up there after we put this little mountain. Alright, we'll get a little bit of black. And a little bit of that blue that we used in the sky. Let's say right here. I don't care about the bottom. I need that top edge to be really crisp. And that blue should mix with that yellow. And we'll get some greens. Alright, go back to my 1-inch brush. And we'll pull this out. Might already use a fan brush. Use whatever you feel comfortable using. And just pull those covers right out. Stay with the angle you're gonna. This is gonna be far, far away, so we're not really worried about too much detail. And those green colors, we want that. Let's do it. Alright, go to that soft brush again and just tap. Stay with the angles, just tap it out. All that yellow, green mist. That's a beautiful mountain to be so far away. Alright, that's good. I say that's good. I'll just keep going. Alright, let's see. Then we're gonna do one more set. Well, no, one more. This time I want to use that darker blue and a little bit of black. Just want to work out this first edge first. Remember, we're only worried about that top edge. The bottom part, we're not really worried about it at all. I'm just smashing that dark color. Right, and you get a little more black. A little more than that. There we go. And a little bit more blue. Alright, I think that'll work. Now I'm going to scratch up all that heavy paint. I got that dark color smashed in. We'll use the brush to pull these colors out more. Alright, like I said, I'm going to scratch up the heavy paint. It'd be a lot easier to blend if the heavy part's gone. Alright, start right over here on the side. Grab it, pull it out. If I hadn't have picked up that heavy paint, I'd be here all day trying to pull these colors. Make sure you stay with the angles that you're going to use when highlighting. It's really important. Alright, let's start back here. Do this one, pull it out. I'm gonna keep rubbing this for a second. Let it soften, get softer and softer. Alright, so just like that, we're down to deciding. Yeah, I guess that one should be in the back there. Just like that. We have built a nice range of hills, mountains, whatever you want to call them. Alright, I'm going to take my big 1.5-inch soft brush. I'm going to tap it. They're same angles. And blend the bottom out. Tap it just like we did back there. Soften everything like there's mist. So it was something back there. Alright, we'll knock any heavy paint off. Come back and just soften. And we'll do this step one more time whenever, after we put some highlights on it. Alright, so what do y'all think so far? I'm going to take a break just to see what y'all think. France, thank you so much. Fernando, thank you. Man, I wished I read Arabic, but you know who I'm talking about. Gian, thank you. So I was telling people earlier, this is my third painting for today. I went to a show the other day, and thankfully God blessed me, and over half my inventory found new homes. So now I'm having to replace those paintings because I got another show coming up. Alright. Anybody have any questions? Alright, let's do a little highlighting. What colors? What colors? Alright, we'll go with a white and a blue and a white. You'll understand that in just a minute. Let's go with that blue. Alright, so I got some dark color here. And we'll say the left side is our shadow side. Let's put it on first. Just lightly, very lightly. You don't want the knife to touch, you're trying to just pull that paint so it breaks. Of course, you can always do what I'm doing right now. Alright, let that disappear. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the dark color to it though. There we go. That's a little darker. And that's really thin. It needs to be thick for it to break. Alright, let's see. I need to go ahead and add a little bit of white back here in his back. Just an indication. Some light hitting it. Alright, now I can put in the dark side on this side. Sometimes you have to do each one in order to use those shadows. See, my knife is touching the canvas. I know there ain't no paint on it. I can hear that scratching. Alright, now let's go back and add the white. just drag the knife. Right, I want that edge needs to be a little bit brighter there. Maybe across a little bit more. Go across that. Remember, let the paint touch, not the knife, and just drag it. No pressure, it'll break. As long as the paint is thick, it'll break for you. But if not, you can tap it, just tap those angles right down your mountain. And having very little paint, that little roll has to be really small. Alright, that will work, I think. Alright, yeah, there we go. Alright, now we're going to take that soft brush again and just tap out these little spots down here at the bottom. Tap on the same angles that you put your snow in. Over here, we'll tap this away. And then the side this way. All right, knock any heavy paint off. And then pull right up the bottom soft. Not far though. We're just trying to make the bottom look like it's blurry, that's all. And this green that comes out in that yellow, we want all those colors. I'm just dragging it because it's wet. I can still work with it. That looks like a little green field just kind of goes up, starts going up in there. But it's really far away. Really far away. Just trying to trick the eye. Alright, just go across this and soften it a little. Pick up any heavy paint right here on this edge, because we're fixing to move on to the next layer. Alright, guess what? We're going to do one more mountain. But you won't see a whole lot. This one's going to be mostly off the screen, I think. Let me see. Across here. Yeah, one more. So again, I'm gonna go with black and that dark blue. This time more black. Oh, let's see. Really pushing that color down into the canvas. If you don't push it down hard, it won't stay there. Picking up any heavy paint as I'm doing it. Push it down, then pick it up. Just setting up the next scene a little bit. Alright, that'll work. First thing, we're going to pull this color down. Hold on, I still got some heavy paint on the tape up here. Alright, so let's start working this mountain out. Just pulling that color right on down. Alright. Just like that. I see right here. Right, that'll work. First, let's put some highlight on this mountain. Just use some white. Might even mix a little red with it, just so it's got a pinkish tone. There we go. All right. Wipe the knife off, reload. And go ahead and get some more. So I keep flattening my paint out and picking up another roll, so it's always the smallest. All right, that'll work too. We're gonna put some trees out there. I wanna go ahead and put some of that white color under it. On the other side, we need to put some dark color. All right, that'll work. All right, so I'm gonna take some black now. Just tap a little bit on the bristles. Doesn't take a whole lot. Right back here. Tap in some trees. Remember, tap very little color. You don't want globs of paint to come off when you're doing this. It's so much fun. If you're having trouble with it not coming off, mix a little linseed oil with it. Actually, I'm going to do that same thing. Alright. Alright. Can really, really shape everything by doing this. Alright, right here at this bottom, I want to make that a lake. Alright, just like that. Now, we got to do the same thing just to get the shadow in there. In the water, right? That's right. Alright, so right underneath, you want to pull down. Stay with the angles you got in there. It'll come out really pretty. Alright. Hold on, let me put a little bit more color over here. That real dark right there. That's work. Go to our soft bristle brush. An 1.5 inches. Now, we're going to pull down on that we just put up there lightly. Straight down. Make sure you're pulling straight down. And then lightly go across it. Straight across it. Soft as you can. Bob would say 3 hairs and some air, and that is really as soft as you need it. And make sure you pull straight across, even if you're going down at an angle. Oh wow, that's gorgeous. Alright, I need a little bit of a waterline back there. Get a little bit of that white. Let's see. You always want to shake that knife straight. Even if you're going up, down, around, keeping those water lines straight is really important. And by shaking the knife, even if you go up and down, it'll put it in there straight. Just shake it. And even right here, you're still not limited. If you're going straight across, you can go up in there some and come out. You just see things as you're painting, like Bob says. Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty. All right. Yeah, straighten some of these trees up. Yeah. Even though they're growing up a mountain, they still go straight up. Most of them. All right, that works for me. All right, let's see here. What we're gonna do next? I know what we're gonna do. All right, get the fan brush. Let me see what colors. What colors? We'll do brown, blue, and a little black. Start making some trees. Get a little more black out. All right, that'll work. Yep. All right, I'm gonna. I had to put a couple of drops of linseed oil on it, make it a little bit thinner. All right, let's see here. Uh-oh. Just with the corner of the brush, you start tapping out a tree. Beautiful tree. That'll work. Let's give him a little buddy. Just working a Z pattern all the way down. And you can create some beautiful trees. We'll come back and highlight them in just a minute. Let's see. Wait, that'll work for now. I want to do something else. Alright, so I want to take some brown and a little bit of black. Alright, let's put that right, say it right here. I've never done this one before, but I really think it's going to be cool. That tape is keeping me from hitting that edge. Alright, and let's do it right here. I know you're thinking, what in the world? You'll see. You'll see. Let me bring this out here for a second. Alright, give this and see in just a second. Alright. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of white. Very small amount. And let it hit just those high spots. It's a really light touch. Maybe I can do it. I want it to look like rocks. Alright, let's do the next line. light touch. You don't want the knife to touch, just that little roll of paint. If you hear the knife touching, you're out of paint or you're not flat enough. Alright, just like that, just like that. Now, we're going to take a little bit of black and tap it into some cad yellow. And that is going to give us a beautiful green color to put in there for land. Let's see here, where's... Alright, ready. Get just a little bit of black, very little. I actually picked up too much. Alright, just tap that into the cad yellow. Oh yeah. Couple more taps. I'll put some grass up there. We'll see. Oh, I'm gonna mix a little bit of white with it. It just brightens the color. Alright, here we go. So we just tap. Bring it right over the rocks. Alright, next run. I'm gonna need another drop or two. Give me just a second. I gotta fill this up. So I'm just using the cap. And then I got a dropper that I use to pick it up. Drop it on the pallet. Alright, let's see. Now I'm ready. Alright, let's see. I know better. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Just doing an oil painting tonight. Hope everybody likes it. Alright, let's go back to my cover. Like I said, I'm going to put a couple of drops. I want that to come off a little bit easier. red helped. Remember, just tap, don't slide. Alright, I'm going to go into just a little bit of bright yellow. Alright, perfect. Let's see, over here we'll put maybe another big tree. You don't have to cover up every spot. Let's see. I'm gonna put something right over here and brighten it up just a little bit. I gotta clean the brush first. Actually, I think I'm gonna use the 1-inch. Alright, let's see here. I add a little bit of linseed oil to my green. It's a peppermint green. I'm gonna tap a little bit of white and go right into that green. Alright, let's see here. I'm just adding some different flavors up there. are beautiful colors. Alright, we're almost through. I'm gonna put one more tree over here on that side. And we're gonna highlight them. But that's gonna be about it. Alright, let's put that tree in. I got a thick piece in there. Alright, once again, just gonna do a Z pattern all the way down. At first, you're just using that tip, and as you come down, you start applying more pressure and more pressure. Until you're working with the front of it, and you're really building. Make sure the bottom is dark. That's where all your little shadows hide. All the little critters get in there. Alright, now let's highlight them. Clean that brush. And we're just going to go into the cad yellow, because we use blue and black on the trees, so that yellow should give us some greens. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, perfect color. I'm using that color that already had the black in it. It's got a pretty green color to it now. Alright, here we go. And I just work it, tapping all the way down. Since our light's coming from the right, I highlight more on the right side. We're almost through. Thank all y'all for coming. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot. Not so many at the bottom. Just let it fade away. One more. This you have to think more about each limb and the highlights. you could have blocked in a black triangle and done this and brought out the limbs on it. It ain't that hard to do. Alright, just like that. And I think that's gorgeous. And that's where we're going to leave that one. Alright, we'll stick around for a few minutes and answer any questions. If I have missed anything, I'll go back and read the comments and try to answer you. Janice, how are you tonight? Thanks for stopping in. Thank y'all for all the likes. I really do appreciate it. Taz Barber, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Jen, thank you for watching. What is that? Gloga? I hope I said that right. I ain't got my glasses on, I can't read. Show my eyeballs so we don't get no puzzle pieces. Terry, how you doing, man? What do you think of this one? Oh yeah. If any of y'all would like to see the other painting that I done a while ago, just say yes, and I'll get it. Thank all of y'all for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna make me a little sandwich, and if I feel like painting again, I might go live again. But I scheduled 2 lives for today. One for 8, one for 11. Alright, we're going to pull the tape off of this thing and see if that changes how it looks. Alright, so I think I found out how to take the tape off without getting paint everywhere. Because that's usually what I do. Instead of wrapping it on the side, I'm just letting it hang off. It makes it a lot easier. All right.